Bentrovati amici del Festival della Chitarra. Ho chiesto a Mateusz Kowalski, avendolo visto in concerto l'anno scorso al Mottola Festival, di dedicare la sua masterclass al brano Hora di Stefan Rak. Mateusz esegue davvero molto bene il brano e sicuramente ci svelerà alcuni aspetti tecnici ed interpretativi. Quindi, Hora di Stefan Rak con Mateusz Kowalski. Buona visione dal Mottola Festival.
Hi, my name is Mateusz Kowalski and welcome to lesson of Mottola Guitar Festival Masterclass series. Today we're gonna be talking about Hora by Stefan Rak. It's a Romanian dance, originally called Hora, and it's a very unusual and interesting piece because half of it, or at least the first section of it, uses only playing with left hand technique, so it makes it a perfect encore piece. It works very well, and I'm going to tell you a couple of most important things you should focus on and remember to make it as interesting as possible. So let's go straight to it. And I have to add that I play a slightly different version because Hora itself is written in a very improvised character. So I also decided to make a little changes. I play the first section a little bit shorter, but the main ideas are the same, so I think they will be helpful for you. Hora starts with a couple of interesting scales and passages played only with your left hand. It starts like this. And it goes on. And many people ask me, what can you do to make your left hand slurs louder? So I would say there are a couple of things you could work on. First thing is that you should place your left hand in a 90-degree angle to your fretboard, not like this, because I think that's the way you have the biggest power. And also remember that it's not about pressing the strings very hard. It's not about the strength, it's about the velocity. So you just need to hit is the proper word, hit the strings very, very fast. And mostly you don't need a lot of space. So doing things like this make it harder. Only first note you may use a little bit more space between the finger and the string, because then you will have a very powerful start. So yeah, and then very fast hammer-ons and extremely active pull-offs. What I mean when I'm saying extremely active, it's that you have to activate the last joint of your fingers, and make a very short, fast and active movement. Then you will get a very powerful pull-off. Also, it's very good to remember that in the first section of Hora, you have to find the places you're heading to. Because playing in this way it's boring. I think it's better to make a crescendo leading to this point, okay? And that's also very interesting technique used by Tarrega, for example, before, and it's playing with your pinky, the pinky of your left hand, like this. And I know that there are people who find it a little bit hard to do it because they accidentally slip off the rest of the fingers of the left hand, like this or like this. So it's sometimes useful to think about these fingers and imagine that they are pushing the string upwards in this direction while making this movement with your little finger. Okay, I will exaggerate right now. It may be really helpful. And also remember to mute down everything underneath. So don't play it like this. You can hear that, right? So correct version, for example, of you can mute it with your left hand or with your right hand. Just do it. Okay. Then after this moment I go straight to the 7th line, straight into this moment. Okay, and this quite tricky place. Here it's very important to remember that those are triplets. So you should play it like triplets. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Then it will have proper, correct character, and it will be also easier to reach that final chord. And it's also especially tricky because here I think it will be also better for you to use your second and third finger here and make the sound with your little finger again. And here also thinking of pushing the strings upwards with second and third finger, it will be extremely useful. Okay, and of course it's followed by playing the open string with the index finger of the left hand, like this. Okay, and here you should also remember about muting this 6th string. For example, with your thumb, or with your pinky, or with your left hand, with the index finger of your left hand. Again, it doesn't matter which way you choose. The most important thing is just to do it. Okay, and then Last scale, and it's also, I think the same thing, you should just practice it slowly. Like this. And the less movements your left hand does, it's better, because if you will do it this way, with sort of rotating your left hand, it won't work. Just make it stable. New strings. Okay, and also I think it's a good idea to play that last part with a little bit of rallentando, but think in smaller time values, rhythmical values, for example in 16th notes. And then second part enters. Okay, so before we'll go to the second part, just remember not to rush, to give yourself some time, because if it's your first piece with that left hand only technique, you will need some time to get used to it. And of course, don't play it if you are not able to play all the basic exercises for legatos in general, like this. Okay, it's like you can't play it if you're not able to play those exercises. Okay, and now the actual dance. The tempo is of course fast. It's obvious that you should practice it slowly at the beginning, but in the score it's written like this. And I think that it's more boring played this way. What's the difference? When I played for the second time, I didn't use my left hand as equally important as the right hand in articulating the sounds properly. So it's a good idea to take it off quite often. Every time you want to achieve a short, very dancing-like sound, and mix it with the normal. Okay, so it will be more versatile. You will use more ideas, be more interesting for the audience. And also, it begins with sforzato, and it's good to make the difference between the first chord, first sforzato, and the second chord, to make it very big. So not like this. Because then it sounds like an accompaniment to just something else. So do something like this. It will be very interesting because the listener will think, oh, what's going on? So definitely interesting. And then after that, powerful crescendo until the end. Okay. And also one more important thing. Don't play those chords this way. Here now I played all the notes equally loud. Okay, I think the better way is to make the highest note a little bit louder. It will make it more clear for the audience. That's the melody. Not like this. Okay, and how to make it? You should make the last joints of your fingers a little bit more stiff. Change the way your fingers are going after producing the sound from this direction to this direction. So instead of this movement, you can use this movement upwards. Okay, it's very useful because then it's easier to catch that longer contact with the nail of your ring finger here. Okay, and then in this moment, that's a typical thing. So it's this entire phrase is built on 3. So it's 1, 2, 3, or it can be me, 2, we. So it's 1, 2, 3. Okay. So, and also it's good to make the same thing as here. So just play the first chord very powerfully, and then continue with slightly quieter type of playing. And remember not to move your hand while making this rasgato. Okay, because if you practice it this way, you won't be able to play it very fast. Okay. And third time, change the color, start here and go into the bridge direction. Okay, if you find that difficult or you are not able to play it fast, you may be doing a couple of mistakes. First possible mistake is making too big movement like this, or you can make the wrong kind of pull off. So it's the similar thing to what I've said before about the first section of this piece. So you should just be sure that you use the last joint of your fingers. Short, fast, active movement. Those changes may be tricky because you have to prepare the chord very fast. So I would suggest to practice it this way. Okay, prepare the shape of the chord before, even here, and then just move your hand. Okay, like this. Okay, do it here, not here. It's the only way, in my opinion, because otherwise you will miss the chord. Okay. And again, I like to play it like this instead of just playing it like this. This is boring. This is crazy. This piece should be a little bit crazy. Okay, let's continue. Different harmony, different chord, change the color. Again, short articulation with your left hand, combined with muting it down with your right hand. So, to be clear, I'm not only taking off the fingers of my left hand, I'm also at the same moment muting down the strings with my right hand, like this. Okay, and once make it in the short way, once make it the legato way. It's you who decide. Just be sure that make sure that it's interesting. Okay, continue. Let's continue. Okay, that's a tricky moment. The best fingering is AMI. Like this. And you don't really need to care about muting the basses because it sounds very bad in a slow tempo, but in a faster tempo it doesn't matter. So just focus on being very well synchronized and also don't make a big movements. Because it will only slow you down. Okay, and here, a different idea. So maybe let's make it a different way than we did it before. Because for the first time we started with accent. So maybe here, let's make something different. Okay, complete opposite. Start quietly, and then add more pressure into your fingers. Okay, we're making the complete opposite thing. So we're starting the motifs quietly, heading to the last chord. Again, AMI fingering. The best, just practice it slowly. And practice it with each note being played in a very powerful way. But don't jump with your right hand. Okay, don't make those mistakes. Okay. Be active. Listen to what's going on. If you hear this chord, change the color. Don't play it the same way. So first time so it's mostly the same thing. Here again, because I think that the biggest mistake most of the players do is just waving with your fingers like this. Okay, but then there is a repetition and you have to play it for the second time. So I think if you play it the same way, it may be a little bit boring because it may be boring playing the same way. So my idea is to make a big contrast between the last bar of that section and the first bar of this section. So I decided to make something like this. Like this, rasgado, very loud strumming, and powerful first chord, hiding down. So let's make the entire repetition one big phrase, one big crescendo with a short decrescendo inside, okay? Last bars should be played with an accelerando. And your hand may get a little bit stiff because this piece is usually played as an encore, as I said before. So after the entire recital, for example, so your hands may be a little bit tired. Then, if you feel some kind of tension here or here, I like to make a little bit of a trick. I just try to make some kind of a lever. I just press with my arm this way, this direction. Then I just pushing with my elbow this direction. Okay, so the entire tension stays here, and my fingers may do what they should be doing. Like this. And also in the score there is a long crescendo. I think that is better to treat the first two bars as the same thing as in the beginning. So just play the first chord powerfully, then in a very light way. And for the third time, long crescendo. Okay, and the composer wrote mezzo forte for the last chord. I sometimes like to play it even quieter. It's more surprising for the audience, and they're just more happy after hearing things like this. And that's all. That's a very fun piece. I think you also have a lot of fun practicing it, playing it. Feel free to improvise sometimes. Maybe you can add your own improvised section at the beginning. And remember, that's a dance and it should be played very lively, not like this, but energy, life, emotion. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed the lesson. Again, it was a part of Mottola Guitar Festival Masterclass series powered by Eurostrins. Thank you so much. My name is Mateusz Kowalski, and it was a pleasure to play for you, to tell you some words about this piece. Have fun. Thank you. Bye.